What if I told you your menstrual cycle is like the seasons of the year? Winter, spring, summer, and fall. And when you work on these natural energy shifts instead of against them, everything from your energy to your metabolism can just feel so effortless. Today on Hormone Happy Hour, I want to break down your winter season, aka your menstrual season. So, your menstrual season, just like winter, is your hibernation season. That is going to be the easiest way for you to remember how to kind of approach this season. What does that mean? Typically, me for at least, when I am on my period, I just want a million blankets on me, maybe my heating pad, and I want to couch rot. I want my snacks, I want my favorite show or a good book, and I just am not really in the mood or have the energy to do much else. And so just like, nature, where you're thinking of animals hibernating, your winter season, your menstruation season, is a great time for you to kind of pull back and really focus on rest. So, I do want to cover how you are going to do that with your movement, aka your workouts, your nutrition, as well as your lifestyle. So, for your movements, I personally do not, as you know, do not really enjoy the classic way of cycle syncing. And with that classic way of cycle syncing, it is said that during your period, you need to just stop doing all high intensity. Everything is done. You need to really just focus on walks, yoga, and resting. For me, my biggest goal is I just want to keep getting stronger and faster. I love running and I love lifting. And so I don't want to take time off from those if I don't have to. And so I approach my workouts in a little bit of a different way. Instead of constantly pushing through and trying to match the weight and the intensity I maybe had a week or two ago, I really just like pull back a little bit on my workouts in general. And so what that looks like is I will decrease my weight, usually around 20, 25-ish%, depending how my body is feeling. I will also decrease my reps and sets. And so if I'm doing typically like 3 or 4 sets, I'm going to bring that back down to like 2 or 3 sets. And same with the reps. With that, also, I include more rest time in between sets. And then I also include more rest time between workouts if possible. If I'm still feeling kind of run down or really like not motivated for my workout, I will take a deload week, which either completely off or just doing things to kind of move my body that feel good for me. And so with doing this, instead of pushing through, I've been able to get PRs, to lose weight, etc., because I'm listening to my body's energy and I'm not shaming myself anymore of like, why am I feeling so weak during this time when my energy level is at the lowest, when my hormones are at the lowest? And I used to really just beat myself up and be like, why am I feeling so weak? What is wrong with me? Basically saying like to myself that I suck, when in reality, we just need to like ebb and flow with our hormones and their fluctuations as well. So by doing this, I was able to hit a PR with my squat and my deadlift after like 6 years of not hitting PRs. And so I believe in this. I've also been able to lose 20 plus pounds with PCOS by using this method. And so I know I'm getting stronger. I know I'm getting faster. But what does that mean for nutrition? When we are looking at the different seasons in our cycle, it is important to optimize our hormones using nutrition as well. And so when we are in our winter season or our menstruation season, one of the biggest things that I focus on is iron-rich food. Because we are menstruating, we are bleeding, we're losing blood, and typically, if we are feeling a little bit more tired or breathless, it means that we need some iron. So I really prioritize having some type of red meats, leafy greens, etc., in my diet. With that, I also include vitamin C type foods, so citrus especially, because it will help us absorb the iron foods a little bit better. One of my least favorite things about like the period jokes that people make is when people are like, "Oh, haha, you are craving chocolate, and so that must mean you're on your period." When you are craving chocolate on your period, there's a huge reason for it. It's because our body needs the magnesium to help shed our uterine lining. And so cravings for chocolate is connected to magnesium, a need for magnesium. So, incorporating magnesium and omega-3s is also important because it will help lower our inflammation in our body. It will help with the cramps. It'll also help with mood swings, PMS, etc. And so, my top four food choices that I use going into my winter season are anything with iron in it, vitamin C, omega-3s, and magnesium to help support my hormones. And when it comes to my lifestyle, we are supposed to be kind of hibernating, but let's all be honest, like we have responsibilities. We might have kids, we have a job, etc., that we do need to do. However, it is a good time to really be focusing on your self-care, your boundaries, especially with work. If you have a boss and you're like, your boss is asking you to take on more and more and more, it's good to kind of have a conversation with them and ask how you can prioritize that, what you can say no to, what you can delegate. How are you logging off of work on time to take care of yourself? So, prioritizing your self care and your rest really comes into play. Your winter season, aka your menstruation season, is also an amazing time to really start reflecting and planning. And how this looks for me is during my period week, I will look at like what's going on in my business. I own my own business. So I'll look at what's going on in my business, what's working, what's not working, what are my analytics telling me, etc. And from there, I start just like analyzing it, looking at it with like just no emotion whatsoever, and I start planning. I do not start incorporating anything yet, though. I just look at it very neutrally and plan about what my next steps are going to be. So, between planning, self care, rest, reflection, this is just a really good time to kind of spend. I don't even want to say on your own because you can definitely be with your people. However, really go more in to yourself and reflect on how things are going, what you want to change. It doesn't even need to be business. This could be totally personal too. And you think of New Year's, for example. This New Year's is in the winter. It is always a good time to set a New Year's resolution and start a new goal in the winter. But I don't want you to start the new goal. I want you just to set the resolution and start planning around how you're going to start it. So that is the winter menstruation season. I would love to hear from you. What do you do to optimize your energy levels during your winter season? Drop a comment and let me know what you think. And that is all I have for you on Hormone Happy Hour. Cheers.